Wait, so your late night ice cream and Oreo habit could be to blame for your bothersome tinnitus? Hi guys, Rachael Cook, Doctor of Audiology at Modern Tinnitus, and in today's video, we're going to be finding out if sugar is making your tinnitus worse. Coming up. I don't care who you are. We all seem to have that one special sweet treat that we just can't seem to avoid. For me lately, that would be a big heaping bowl of chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. But you may find yourself in the donut, cookie, or cake category, and don't worry, I don't judge. But many of the patients that I work with as an audiologist have tinnitus, a ringing or buzzing sound that they perceive that isn't actually present in their environment. And while you may be wondering just where I'm going with this, many of my patients are convinced that their diet can really change their tinnitus perception, with sugar being a major culprit. Now, we already know that sugar is great for our taste buds and great for our souls, but that high levels of added sugar is not so great for everything else in our bodies. In fact, the World Health Organization recommends that the average adult consume no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day. But in reality, the CDC estimates that the average American nearly triples that number each day with a whopping 68 grams of added sugar. This has no doubt contributed to the climbing disease epidemic in the United States, with record rates of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and even heart disease. But could your sweet tooth really be to blame for your bothersome tinnitus? Well, I'm going to give you the answer to that question in just a moment, right after you click that like button to bring videos like these to a wider audience. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel with notification bell so that you never miss any one of our newly released videos. We really appreciate it. Oh, and if you swear that your tinnitus gets worse with different foods that you consume, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Now to answer the question, can sugar really make tinnitus worse? Well, there is no scientific evidence that tinnitus and sugar intake are directly related. However, there are 4 major theories that could explain why sugar may be making your tinnitus worse. The first theory is by way of blood sugar fluctuations. The inner ear is highly sensitive to blood flow and oxygen levels, but also metabolic processes. Rapid spikes and drops in blood sugar levels, like the kind that come directly after a sugary sweet treat, can definitely impact the inner ear. This is especially true with low blood sugar that can lead to dizziness and ringing or buzzing in the ears. The second theory that explains how sugar may be making your tinnitus worse is by increasing inflammation. Diets that are high in sugar and processed foods are known to increase inflammation throughout the body. Researchers theorize that tinnitus may be the result of inflammation or nerve damage of the auditory system. Therefore, the inflammation caused by a high sugar diet may definitely be making your tinnitus worse. The third theory has to do with fluid imbalance. The inner ear is a fluid-filled system that depends on a unique balance of water, sodium, potassium, and calcium to function properly. We call this osmolarity. When blood glucose levels rise, blood osmolarity increases. This is due to a higher concentration of substances like glucose, sodium, and chloride. Without proper osmolarity, you may notice impacts on your tinnitus as well as your hearing and balance. Excessive sugar intake can contribute to fluid retention in the body, which could include the fluids within the inner ear, worsening tinnitus symptoms. And the fourth theory that explains how tinnitus and sugar could be connected is due to nerve sensitivity. Many nerves in the body, including those that are responsible for hearing and tinnitus, may become sensitive or even damaged over time with poorly regulated blood sugar levels. This relationship is very evident when you look at the rates of things like neuropathy and hearing loss in patients with poorly managed diabetes. For this reason, tinnitus becomes just one of an endless list of symptoms that are associated with unregulated blood sugar. And each of these theories make a lot of sense when it comes to drawing a connection between how your favorite sweet treats could be making your tinnitus worse. So what can you do to avoid this interaction? Step number 1 is to make sure that you are eating a balanced diet. And what does this really mean? This means that you prioritize fiber, lean protein, and healthy fats, all of which slow the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream and prevent those pesky blood sugar spikes. Try your best to reduce your intake of processed foods that contain hidden sugars and refined carbs, and instead opt for as many whole, unprocessed foods as you can. And don't forget to eat regularly, as skipping meals can cause major peaks and valleys in your blood sugar. Step 2 is to check in on your lifestyle habits. Physical activity can help lower blood sugar levels and maintain a healthy weight, which is why it's important to try to incorporate about 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week. Remaining hydrated can help the kidneys flush your bloodstream of excess sugar, so be sure to get your water in. And don't forget that sleep is king when it comes to regulating your blood sugar, so be sure to prioritize a solid 7 to 9 hours a night of restful sleep. And step 3 is to attend regular checkups with your doctor. This is to ensure that your blood sugar levels are within the normal range and to receive support to keep them there. But even without excessive sugar intake, you may have a hard time managing your tinnitus symptoms on your own. This is why it's incredibly important, if you have bothersome tinnitus, to seek out a tinnitus professional in your area who can complete a comprehensive tinnitus evaluation. During this evaluation, they might find other reasons for your tinnitus disturbance and offer recommendations to start getting you some relief. Overall, tinnitus and sugar do have secondary connections, but haven't been proved to be directly linked just yet. However, the impacts that unregulated blood sugar levels can have on inflammation, nerve sensitivity, and fluid imbalance are all compelling reasons to second guess that second slice of cake. Avoid the impacts that excessive sugar intake can have on your tinnitus by eating a balanced diet, practicing healthy lifestyle habits, and attending regular checkups with your doctor. And if you need more support for reducing your tinnitus disturbance, do not hesitate to reach out to a tinnitus professional who can help you find some lasting strategies for reducing your tinnitus.